Welcome to Study Session 2, Origin of Guidance and Counseling. Introduction. Guidance and counseling started with a very humble note in many parts of the world. As a human situation comes at you, which makes you resort to seek help in the form of advice or aid for significant people around you when the need arises. In this study session, you will learn about the history of guidance and counseling in Nigeria and the benefits of guidance and counseling. Learning outcomes for study session 2. At the end of this study session, you should be able to 1. Discuss the history of guidance and counseling in Nigeria. 2. Explain the benefits of guidance and counseling. Origin of guidance and counseling. The history of school guidance and counseling in Nigeria formally started as a result of efforts of a group of Catholic nuns at the St. Teresa's College, Okeado, Ibadan, which led to the institutionalization of guidance and counseling in Nigerian school system. The Catholic nuns developed a career workshop for all the school's graduating students during the 1959 academic session, especially in the area of subject selection and job search. A major outcome of the workshop was the distribution of the much needed career information that enabled 54 out of the 60 graduating students to gain full employment upon their graduation from university. It can also be recalled that a workshop concerning guidance and counseling, which was held at the Comprehensive High School, Ayetoro, in 1963, where Mr. R.O. Rees delivered a paper titled "The Role of the Guidance Counselor in a Comprehensive High School," was also an instrument to the emergence of guidance and counseling in Nigeria. Another great instrument toward the emergence of guidance and counseling in Nigeria was the book written by Mr. C.I. Berekpati entitled "An Approach to Guidance in Schools." This book inspired the federal government of Nigeria to develop a workshop on guidance and counseling in schools. In this part of the world, your forefathers believed in consulting witch doctors, Babalawo in Yoruba, high priests in the Igbo, and several other titles for several cultures for spiritual consultations and guidance. The philosophical assumption of guidance and counseling in our society is perhaps epitomized in a Nigerian adage which says that two heads are better than one, and that a searcher is blind and therefore should consult others to help him in the search. This conceptual base of guidance and counseling has been further elucidated by Makinde 1973 when he says that guidance and counseling is based on the assumption that every individual in any society has had, is having, and will have a problem that he alone cannot solve. Formal guidance and counseling may be said to be relatively new. Guidance and counseling in its modern scientific approach started in the United States of America in the 1890s, championed by Frank Parsons, through the establishment of a vocational guidance center in New York City at the close of the century. The main purpose then was to assist the youth in choosing a satisfactory vocation in a complex industrialized society like US, with many competing choices requiring thorough understanding of self and environment before making such decisions. Even though Frank's efforts were directed towards community needs rather than the school curriculum, by training and integrating the flood of immigrants arriving on ship from across the Atlantic into the mainstream of the American society, he achieved a breakthrough and left a legacy as the father of guidance. His book, Choosing a Vocation, published in 1909, is spectacular and significant for introducing new ideas and concepts that are still used in guidance and counseling today. The beginning of guidance and counseling in Nigeria took a similar turn. Early schools in Nigeria were established by Christian missionaries whose major preoccupation was the propagation of the Christian faith. The contents of the curriculum offered were limited in scope merely to enable recipients to read the Bible, write and act as interpreters to the missionaries and later the British colonizers. The early educated Nigerians Christian converts were offered religious guidance and counseling to become morally upright. The formal education offered by the British colonial government in Nigeria did not expand the curriculum either to cater for educational and vocational guidance. Rather, they seemed contented with the moral guidance offered by various religious groups. However, formal vocational guidance has been traced to the pioneering efforts of one of these religious groups in Ibadan in 1959. These sisters felt the need for the graduating class to be well informed about opportunities in the world of work around them. They organized Career Day and invited representatives of the ministries and other establishments in Ibadan to give talks to the students on employment opportunities. It was a success of St. Teresa's Career Day experience that spread the gospel of guidance to other schools in the then western region of Nigeria and perhaps beyond. Another impetus has been that since 1960, the year of independence, to the present day, the Nigerian society has been metamorphosing. It has been developing the characteristic structure of a modern, complex and sophisticated society with such rapid growth of industrialization, the growth and uneven distribution of wealth, explosion of students' population in all her educational systems, similar to the situation prevailing in developed world that necessitated the introduction of systematic guidance and counseling in their school system. It has been realized and argued that with the above complex society, the parents, the extended family members or circle of friends can no longer assist our youths, nor can the babalawos or dibias handle every growing psychological problems of our people. So there is a dire need for experts and specialized persons and systems to achieve the life goals of our youth, which are tied to their educational achievements. Ever since the realization of the great benefits that could be derived from guidance and counseling, individuals as well as governments in Nigeria have made effort at developing, championing, and promoting the cause of guidance and counseling. This awareness is enshrined in the 1981 National Policy on Education, which stresses the fact that, in view of the apparent ignorance of many young people about career prospects, and in view of personality maladjustment among school children, career officers and counselors will be appointed in post-primary institutions. Since qualified personnel in this category are scarce, government will continue to make provision for the training of interested teachers in guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling will also feature in teacher education programs. The above policy statement on guidance and counseling clearly shows the status and prominence presently achieved and enjoyed by this relatively new subject in the school curriculum as an agent of change in the country's educational system. However, many issues remain to be resolved. What is guidance? What is counseling? What are the objectives of guidance in relation to education, and a host of others? Benefits of guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling is a very important program. Comprehensive guidance and counseling programs provide profound benefits to students, parents, teachers, administrators, school counselors, school site councils, and advisory groups, business and industry, and the community. The following are some of the benefits of guidance and counseling. Students are given solutions on how to deal with psychological problems which might affect their studies. Through this, the students are able to develop problem-solving skills which to an extent help them deal with particular issues surrounding their lives. 2. Students are advised on how to cope with different situations facing them in their school life. For instance, on how to relate with their peers. 3. It helps to shape a student's behavior and instill discipline in students. Students who are guided and counseled in the right way tend to know what to do and how to do such things. 4. Students get to learn how to live in harmony with others in the school community. In so doing, they also learn to appreciate the people around them and come to harmony with their environment. 5. It bridges the gap between the students and the school administration, since they can channel their problems through guidance and counseling office. 6. Students get comprehensive pieces of advice on careers, courses and jobs, which enable them to have an informed choice on what to do after school. 7. It allows students to talk about various things which they feel uncomfortable about with their parents, which include things like drug abuse. 8. It also allows the students to become better people because they are taught by their counselors about how to behave in a proper manner. 9. It enables students undergoing difficulty in their lives have a good place to ask for questions and clarify from the guiding and counseling office. One can ask any question because the persons in charge are willing to help. 9. Guidance counseling helps parents in times of challenges. 11. It helps a learner in the choice of careers to professionalize in. 12. It helps those who are into courtship or marital relationship, like a pastor to the church member relationship. Summary of study session. In this study session, you have learned that 1. Guidance and counseling is the process by which students are given advice on how to deal with emotional conflicts and personal problems both in school and how to incorporate the same in their daily life. 2. Guidance and counseling in its modern scientific approach started in the United States of America in the 1890s, championed by Frank Parsons through the establishment of a vocational guidance center in New York at the close of the century. 3. The main purpose then was to assist the youth in choosing a satisfactory vocation in a complex industrialized society like US, with many competing choices requiring thorough understanding of self and environment before making satisfactory decisions. 4. Ever since the realization of the great benefits that could be delivered from guidance and counseling, individuals as well as government in Nigeria have made efforts at developing, championing, and promoting the cause of guidance and counseling.